And welcome back to Atreyu News. Breaking: officers attacked in Florida. An Orange County, Florida deputy was injured after being attacked unprovoked at a soccer game. And the violence against our police force continues. Video shows Orange County Sheriff at Orlando police officers attacked injured at Orlando City home opener. Full video. Let's take a look. Not a very good idea. Breaking 911.com reported Florida, an Orange County, Florida Sheriff's deputy was attacked outside of the Orlando City soccer game Sunday night while working detail for the Orlando Police Department, officials said. The violence broke out at 595 West Church Street around 8 p.m. as multiple suspects approached the uniformed officer unprovoked and started to batter him, Orlando Police Lieutenant Robert Baer told the Orlando Sentinel. Police say they have detained multiple people in the connection with the attack. Well, considering it was at an actual game, I wouldn't be surprised if alcohol was involved. Isn't it strange how one of the most destructive drugs called alcohol is made legal, yet something like marijuana, which as far as I know has never killed a single soul on the planet, and in fact it's a replenishable plant that you can make clothes, medicine, paper, fuel, different things out of, yet they ban that, make alcohol legal. If I didn't know better, I'd swear they did it on purpose to kill people. Alcohol's got to be one of the most destructive drugs on the planet. Disgusting. Nancy Pelosi defends Congressman's depraved sexual joke about Kellyanne Conway. This woman is out of her damn mind. Remember that interview when she said Bush was still president? I never forget that. When asked if the congressman should apologize for saying Conway really looked kind of a familiar in that position, Nancy Pelosi first dodges the question and later defends the comments when pressed further. See the hypocrisy of the left. You can only be racist in one direction. You can only be sexist in one direction. You can only be a pervert in one direction. You can only be a pedophile and a criminal in one direction. Notice that the left is not even liberal. True liberalism died in the 60s. What we were witnessing now is full-blown communism. From the blaze. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi refused to condemn one of her own on Sunday when confronted by the comments Representative Cedric Richmond recently made about White House Counselor Kellyanne Conway. Last Wednesday, during a dinner at the Washington Press Club Foundation, Richmond said Conway really looked kind of familiar in that position, referencing a photo of Conway on her knees on a couch in the Oval Office taking a picture of President Donald Trump and presidents of historically black colleges. But when confronted with her caucus members' comments Sunday on CNN, of course, Clinton News Network, State of the Union, Pelosi completely dodged the topic and trying to turn the discussion on Trump. So, this guy attacked Kellyanne Conway, and for some reason it's now Trump's fault. No surprise there. Shouldn't the congressman apologize to Kellyanne Conway, and honestly, where's the Democratic Party in expressing outrage over this? Host Jake Tapper pressed. Well, I wasn't at the dinner. I'm just finding out about this, but the fact is, I'm still in sort of a state of what is going on here, that the person who occupies the White House is a person who was on that Hollywood video that said the crude things he said about women, Pelosi said. It's kind of funny, the leftists, like, what world do they live in? Like, I'm in construction, and I've been in construction probably 18 years or so, and the amount of comments I hear on a daily basis from men who are good people, like they got a family, they're just regular people, but they really have no idea what men say when women aren't around. It's quite insane. But if they thought what Trump said was somehow offensive, which, it is what it is, but you have not heard a single thing if you think that's offensive compared to what's really said. You would be shocked if you think that was offensive. You are all criticizing Cedric for something he said in the course of the evening. and he maybe should be criticized for that. I just don't know the particulars, she added, but I do every day marvel at the fact that someone who has said gross and crude things that the President Trump has said would even be allowed in the frat house, and he's in the White House. Taper appeared almost stunned by Pelosi's comments, but he tried again. He went on to clarify his line of questioning to ask if the Democrats' moral authority is being undermined because they don't criticize Democrats who make sexually crude comments toward women, only Republicans. Well, I think everybody was making crude comments, Pelosi said. I just don't know, I wasn't at the dinner. Well, she just dodging, ducking and weaving. That's what Democrats do. They have no power anymore. They lost all their power, which is fantastic. And I suspect in 2020 they'll lose even more power, which will be even more fantastic. And the new republic will rise. Just in, President Trump's revised travel ban has some surprising exclusions. President Trump's revisal of immigration halt is expected to exclude Iraq as one of the restricted countries, and I know exactly why that is. Iraq is now being excluded because since Trump was in office, he was given the locations of ISIS stronghold targets, and Trump said bomb them all. They have literally destroyed ISIS and ripped them right out of Iraq. Iraq is on the offensive. The true Iraqi forces, which is awesome, our prayers are with them, have revolted, stood up, and pushed ISIS out of the country with Russian and American help. And when Trump said he's going to bomb the S out of them, and people went crazy, it's exactly what he did. ISIS is crushed in Iraq. Washington. President Trump is expected to issue on Monday a new version of his executive order on immigration that excludes Iraq, a key ally in the fight against the Islamic State, from a list of predominantly Muslim countries whose citizens will face temporary restrictions on travel to the United States. The new order would temporarily stop all refugee administration to the United States, said a senior administration official familiar with it. The previous version included a 120-day ban on all refugees other than Syrians who were barred indefinitely. The new order removes the extra restrictions on Syrian refugees. It is unclear how long the temporary ban would last. The earlier order has been blocked by the courts. The change on the refugees is intended to help the new version withstand legal scrutiny. The new order would not affect people with green cards or those holding a valid visa at the time the order is signed. Well, it is what it is. However, if I see what Trump did here, and whether he knew his quote unquote ban would go through or not, he still has won. He's clever, because think about it. If even one terrorist attack happens on Trump's watch, and if any of those people end up coming from any of those countries, or they're Muslim or migrants or whatever, it's going to justify what he has, and you're going to see a ban unlike the world has ever seen if a terrorist attack ever takes place in the near future. But somehow I doubt that will happen.